Welcome to the best of high school sports in Northern California. We are the Bee Prep Show.
And we're glad to be coming to you from the headquarters of the Sacramento Bee as we bring you the best teams, storylines, and all the good stuff that makes high school sports so much fun.
Welcome back for another edition of the Bee Prep Show. I'm Mike Finnerty, joined as always by Joe Davidson, the Sacramento Bee, coming to you from downtown once again. We're getting it. This is like our second home. We're getting used to it now.
Yeah, it's very comfortable. We don't have to worry about the wind and the sun and my hair issues and all that kind of stuff. So it's hey, all kinds of stuff on the show. Very end of the show, we're going to talk about the greatest basketball players to come out of the Sacramento area, guys who played in the NBA, all kinds of legends and all that, so stick around for that, but all kinds of highlights as well.
Oh, tons of highlights. Baseball, we've got softball, we have some features as we always do. I catch up with Josh Savea of the Real Americano baseball team. He's an Oregon signee, so we're going to introduce you to him. And I also got a chance to hang out with the Oak Ridge Trojans baseball team, the best team in the area so far, and the school is looking for its first baseball section championship. We're a long way from that. But, Joe, it starts with highlights, and we're going to start it off with a Delta League matchup. We've got Davis, the defending Division I champion, taking on the Elk Grove Thundering Herd. To Elk Grove High School we go. It's the Thundering Herd taking on the visiting Davis Blue Devils. Herd looking to bounce back from its 7-1 loss to the Blue Devils just 2 days earlier. We're going to pick it up in the third. Elk Grove batting when Ty Madrigal sends this one to right. The sun is a factor on the miscue, and in comes Dylan Carlson, and it's now a 3-0 game. Fourth inning, Elk Grove keeps the offense going. Nick Madrigal with the hit to left. That'll score Ryan Robards, followed by Peyton Wheatley, who make their way home, and it's now a 5-0 lead for the Herd. Elk Grove not done yet. Carlos Mosley goes back up the middle. 2 more runs will come in as the lead now climbs to 7-0, and this game is all but over as Mosley would finish with 4 RBIs on the day. Meanwhile, Elk Grove starter Alex Zalaski was dialed in for this one. Zalaski pitched a shutout and allowed just 5 hits in 6 innings on the hill, while the offense would add 3 more runs and win it by a final of 10-0 in 6 innings. A big day for Nick Madrigal, who was 3 for 4 with 2 doubles and 2 RBIs, and Mosley, he was 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs, and both guys know how important wins are at this stage of the season.
Pressing there a little bit in the beginning. Guys got talking in the clubhouse before the game, told everyone to pull on the same rope and everything will be fine, and look what happened, 10-0, not a bad win.
We need to not really overthink things, we just need to play our game, not really worry about much, but if we keep playing like this, I think it looks good for the next couple games.
The top 2 teams in the Pioneer Valley League met up last week. This for Game 2 with the Lincoln Fighting Zebras at home to square off against the Placer Hillman. Lincoln a game back of first place Placer. Bottom of the first, Lincoln already up 1-0 when Charles Middleton singles to left. In comes Isaiah Garcia, and it's 2-0 Fighting Zebras. Another big hit for Lincoln, this 2 to left. It's going to roll to the fence. Another run will score to make it 3-0. Third inning now, and here's the game's biggest hit. It's Charles Middleton. He goes deep left. That with a man on. It's now a 5-0 Lincoln lead as the Fighting Zebras begin to pull away, and for Middleton, it's his 2nd of the year. Lincoln didn't slow down in the 4th inning either. Starting pitcher Jordan Erickson helps his cause with a knock up the middle. In come 2 more runs to make it 8-0. Lincoln would tack on 5 more runs in the inning to make it 13-0, only to see Erickson finish it up on the hill for the complete game win as Lincoln prevails 13-0, and it looks like the final 2 weeks of this season will be a race for the PBL title.
For us, we hit in our counts. We've been preaching that from day one, getting in hitters' counts, putting the pressure on the defense, making the defense make plays, and cut down the strikeouts. That's something we've really worked on the last couple of weeks, and today it was successful. We got ourselves in some pretty favorable counts, and Charles Middleton, you can see, did it twice. So again, hitters' counts is what we preach, and today we did a good job.
We were coming in this game all hyped. They were talking, we were talking, just trying to do our business, and we came out on top.
Always a great rivalry for years with Davis and Elk Grove in so many different sports, especially in baseball. Played for a championship last year, league championship, and for the Sac Joaquin Section Division I North Championship, won by Davis. Davis graduated so many players, but the good programs never go away for long. And how about Lincoln? just as we ranked Placer, here comes Lincoln and says, yeah, what about us? 13-0 win. What do you like about the Zebras?
Well, let me just say something. A parent came up to me during the game and asked about those rankings. So
subject to change.
Yes. Lincoln, they're impressive. Isaiah Garcia back, they're terrific shortstop. His brother Eli, another key player in that team. But they've got talent all over the board. You saw the big homer from Middleton there. They're real high in their pitching. They like their team. They made it to the section championship last year in Division III. So they think they got a shot again.
I think so too, and it's a great league. The Pioneer Valley League and so many different sports for years and years, and Lincoln's one of these, we love the mascot too, the zebra, so good job there, and these teams will see each other again, could be in the playoffs too.
Yeah, it could be. All right, Joe, one more baseball highlight. We're going to head out to Oakmont in Roseville. It's the Cosumnes Oaks Wolfpack going up against the Vikings. We head out to Oakmont High School in Roseville, where the Vikings played host to the Cosumnes Oaks Wolfpack of Elk Grove. Both teams in the middle of the pack in the Capital Valley League standings and needing some wins. Game scoreless, bottom of the first when Oakmont's Jake Rodriguez rips a shot down the third base line. Over to third goes Nolan Murphy, while Rodriguez, he finishes second with a double. Vikings in business. Moments later, it's Tim Weiser with a grounder to second, but good enough to score Murphy from third, and it's 1-0 Oakmont. To the fourth, Cosumnes Oaks gets on the board with this nice bunt. It'll score Jake Fowl from third, and we're all tied up at 1 apiece. After the first inning, Timothy Tarrant pitched well for the Wolfpack, allowing just 1 run and 2 hits through 6. Seventh inning now, Wolfpack up 2-1 when Drew Gwerder, he gets the hit to left. In comes Maurice Hayden to make it 3-1 Cosumnes Oaks, and from there, they turn it over to Donovan Palma to slam the doors shut in the 7th. Palma gets it done as Cosumnes Oaks tops Oakmont by a final of 3-1.
All right, Mike, good stuff there. How about some softball? It's always big in the Sac Joaquin section.
Joe, especially in the Capital Valley Conference, I would say it's the best league in our area, and we've got the Bella Vista Broncos on the road in Elk Grove to take on the Cosumnes Oaks Wolfpack. And finally, we'll wrap up our highlights with the number 6 Bella Vista Broncos making the drive to Elk Grove for a showdown with the number 11 Cosumnes Oaks Wolfpack. Top of the third, Bella Vista up 1-0 when Rachel Bennett singles to left. That'll score Taylor Wright, and it's 2-0 Broncos. Bella Vista would go up 3-0, but Cosumnes Oaks counter with 3 runs in the bottom of the third to tie it at 3-all. In the 5th, the Broncos put this game out of reach. Ashlyn Adams with the base hit. That's going to bring home a pair of runs, seizing the lead back, this time at 5-3. Still batting, Caitlin Snow gets into this pitch, and she sends it deep over the fence and right center. That's a 2-run shot. It's Snow's 3rd of the year, and the Broncos are rolling right along, up by 6 at 9-3. 7th inning, Broncos go on to add 2 more runs to go up by 8, and all that was left to do was to have Michaela Parker go the distance and put an end to this one as Bella Vista cruises to the 12-4 win, and with that, the Broncos clinch a playoff spot.
Having the big offense behind me and even the defense behind me is just a good thing. Just being a pitcher and just knowing that my team can back me up no matter what, it's just a great thing and a great feeling to have.
We have good pitching. We usually have really good defense, which helps us get over the top. And we're in a very tough league, so for our girls to have the record that they have, I'm very proud of them.
Mike, unbelievable. That league, Power Pack League, only 3 teams will go. I think we have 8 of them ranked in the Sacramento Bee. Those rankings on SacB.com. There are going to be a lot of disappointing teams at home.
Yeah, and a lot of good ones, too. All right, Joe, more to go in this show. We catch up with Josh Savea of Rio Americano High School. He's a part of our school's Financial Credit Union Game On Athlete of the Week. We've got news and notes. You're going to fill us in there. Don't go away.
This is your RAM Auto Update.
Just in, the classic term used car is old-fashioned, outdated, and no longer of any particular relevance. Let's party. The Roseville Auto Mall is throwing a massive factory-certified pre-owned sales event. That means incredible savings on just about every kind of car in the world. All factory certified. It's happening now. It's going fast. In layman terms, skedaddle. The Roseville Auto Mall, driven to be the best.
In 1952, we opened our first market in the Central Valley. 63 harvests have come and gone since then, but we're still here. Because here, roots matter, and not just the ones pulled from the ground, but the ones that keep us grounded, the ones that make sure we'll always stay that hardworking family, that started a market for other hardworking families. Save Mart. Roots matter.
We want to thank our title sponsor, Save Mart Supermarkets. Shop Save Mart up and down the Central Valley.
Welcome back to the Bee Prep Show, as we bring you the very best of high school sports in Northern California, coming to you from the downtown headquarters of the Sacramento Bee.
I like it.
Mike, one of the fun things about this job is getting out there in the field and seeing who these players are that make these teams, and you've been impressed with a Rio Americano Raider who is going to Oregon to play baseball, but beyond his athletic skill, you're impressed with his maturity.
Yeah, very mature, a leader, a natural leader, I think, and I thought, okay, how many people out there know about Josh Savea? So we had to introduce ourselves to him, and we want to introduce you to him as part of our school's financial credit union Game On Athlete of the Week. If you haven't heard of Josh Savea, it's about time you did. Savea is a 6'3" senior pitcher and first baseman for the Rio Americano Raiders, and he's one of the area's best players. A starter since his freshman year, Savea wants a section title, but he's taken the time to appreciate that this is his final year of high school baseball.
Sometimes I think it goes by too fast, but I'm really enjoying being with the team and, you know, just really savoring those last few moments and last few steps that you have on the field and everything. You know, you never know when your last pitch is going to be, so you got to make it count.
Next year, Savea will take his talents to the University of Oregon, a school that he felt would be a perfect fit.
Oregon really popped out to me as a very big school. I kind of like big schools and I like big sports, so I talked to the pitching coach Dean Stiles a lot, and I really liked his program, and Coach George Horton too. So, and they wanted to add me onto their pitching rotation. I said, took the offer, and I really look forward to doing that.
While Savea has all the talents as a player that he needs to be successful on the field, it's his leadership skills that set him apart.
So I played varsity my freshman year, and I had a lot of influences. Being in that leadership role, you can have to lead by example. So I'm trying to keep my bat hot and trying to stay dominant on the mound, just to keep our season rolling, just to kind of pick everyone else up when they're down. So I've definitely had it from a young age, and I try to keep on influencing my teammates through it.
Oftentimes you can trace an athlete's skills and talents to their parents, and in Savea's case that would certainly apply, but not in the sport of baseball.
My dad was actually born in Western Samoa, in Savaii to be exact, and he was raised playing cricket and rugby, and he met my mom overseas at an outrigger race. So they met, and then he came back to the U.S. with my mom, and when I was 3, I picked up baseball, and so he kind of converted his cricket skills into my baseball skills, and it just kind of morphed into this different thing, and I don't know, it's pretty cool.
Like most high school athletes, there's not a lot of free time for Savea, and when there is, it always seems to lead back to baseball.
I like to fish every so often, but I don't get around it anymore. I don't know, my life is just kind of formed around baseball. I don't know, sometimes I just can't get away from it. I always watch it on TV when I'm at home eating dinner. I always try to go to as many River Cats games as I can. I don't know, I can't see my life without baseball.
All right, Mike, good stuff there. The Raiders looking to get into the playoffs. They certainly have the leader there, and going to the O up there in Oregon.
Yeah.
I think he's going to have a good time there.
He'll be playing with Stephen Nagosic, by the way, formerly of Wood Creek High School.
Right,
yeah.
And a power pitcher.
Yep.
So we talk about good character. We talk about Rusty McLean. He is a Elk Grove High School graduate from the mid-1980s, played baseball, played football for the Thundering Herd. He's now a first-year coach for the Pleasant Grove Eagles. He's glad to be back. He had a tough emotional roller coaster where he had to sit out 3 games because of a paperwork snafu at the Elk Grove Unified School District. He's good, he's back, everything's doing fine. His team is dangerous. They have wins against Elk Grove and Jesuit. Relay the scene when you saw that he found out the good news. He texted me, he says, I'm eligible, but he ran to his team.
I happened to be at the field that day, coincidentally. I was there before the start of the game, and I was talking to a coach there, and all of a sudden you see kind of people turn and look to their right, and it's Coach McLean running into the dugout with his fists up, and some of the players say to me, I think he's back. So yes, he was back for that game. Great coach, very spirited, and good to see him back. All right, Joe, halfway through the show, we got plenty more as we've talked about before. We're gonna visit with the Oak Ridge Trojans baseball team, their area's #1 ranked team. And Joe, it's hard to believe, but the school has never won a section baseball championship. We'll get their thoughts on that. And then later in the show, you're gonna give us your B all-time high school basketball team. You can't miss it. Stick around.
There's a history you feel when you visit any of the Von Hausen automotive dealerships. You'll sense the quality of Mercedes-Benz, and you'll experience the low-pressure atmosphere that comes from 2 generations of family ownership. Mercedes-Benz of Sacramento, Mercedes-Benz of El Dorado Hills, and Mercedes-Benz of Rockland. 3 great reasons to drive one of the world's best automobiles. Come feel the difference or visit vonhausen.com.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, starting with Save Mart Supermarkets, where fresh comes first. Shop at Save Mart up and down the Central Valley. Schools Financial Credit Union, banking for everyone, value, convenience, and emerging technology. Von Hausen Automotive Group, celebrating 50 years with Mercedes-Benz. Stop dreaming and start driving. Roseville Auto Mall. If you're looking for a used car, go to the Roseville Auto Mall with over 6,000 vehicles to choose from. And Les Schwab Tires. Since 1952, we promise we'll get you more for your money.
Welcome back to the very best of high school sports in Northern California. Big, strong emphasis right here in our home base of Sacramento. We are the B Prep Show. In the last segment, we're going to tell you about the all-time greatest basketball players to come out of Sacramento. Guys who played in the NBA, guys who set scoring records in college. Stick around for that as we talk about some guys who are in the NBA playoffs now. First of all, let's talk baseball. Up in El Dorado Hills, the Oak Ridge Trojans, Sacramento Bee ranked #1 team, looking the part, good characters, good talent, great coach with Todd Melton. You were impressed with this team. I'm impressed with this team, and you said I want to learn more about them.
I do. I think I'd known about this, but when I was actually talking to guys about this, I thought for sure they'd won a section baseball championship.
They'd been in the finals before.
Yeah. So anyway, I was surprised. I'm looking at this team here. They are just rolling right along. So of course, we got to learn about some of the guys and get their thoughts on maybe the pressure of having to win it this year, what it's like to play for Coach Todd Melton, and just what do they do when they want to get together and have some fun. The Oak Ridge Trojans are the area's most dominant team this season, a record of 24-2 and 16-0 in the very tough Sierra Foothill League. And when the Division I playoffs begin May 14th, the Trojans will be the favorite to win it all and secure their first ever section baseball title. It's on their minds, but they try not to look ahead.
If I said it wasn't in the back of our minds, I'd be lying, but it's definitely the long-term vision, but we're more of a day-to-day, do what we can to get to that ultimate goal. So that's where we're at with it.
Right now we're just looking at the league championship first. That's what matters is getting that league title, first year in the SFL, and we're trying to send a message to the entire league that Oak Ridge is here and Oak Ridge is here to stay.
It's a goal, but we got to focus on league first, and then first game of playoffs, getting past the first elimination game has been tough for us, so we got to get past that first this year.
We like to think about it, but at the same time, we got to think about the next day, not 3 weeks from now. We got to compete the day of, and we got to go game by game and keep competing and doing our thing. And that's how we're going to get there.
One thing unique about this year's version of the Trojans is the team has camaraderie, and that formed early on.
First thing we did is once everyone made the team, we all came over to my house, had a big bonfire, lit up Christmas trees, and just little stuff like that. Like some weekends we'll go out to the river and camp out for the night or whatnot. So it's just fun team stuff like that where you get to joke around, play stupid games, and it's just a lot of fun. So it brings the team together.
Another strength of this year's team is depth and balance of talent. Up and down the lineup, everyone contributes.
I've got a luxury. I'll be honest. I have more than 9 guys that deserve to be in our lineup, and we're trying to play as many guys as we can.
The pitching staff this year is senior heavy, talented, and determined.
We compete. That's bottom line. We compete out on the mound. We give everything we got. We don't give any free bases. We go out there and we compete our butts off.
Head coach Todd Melton has been at the helm for the Trojans since 2008, and he's a guy that the players like, and they appreciate his style.
Everybody respects Coach Melton, and he's done a great job leading this team the last couple of years that I've been here, the last 3. And then this year, same thing. Everybody respects him, and he just knows how to manage a good game.
He's not a yeller, and we love that because nobody wants to be yelled at. And he knows what gets guys going and how to talk to different guys. Each guy's an individual in their own right. And Coach Melton knows that we're not robots, and he adjusts to different guys' styles, and that's just phenomenal. And you can't ask for anything more in a head coach than that.
With all the winning the Trojans have been doing this year, the team still likes to keep it loose and have some fun.
We joke around, we have a good time, but when it's business time, it's business time.
Everybody's sneaky funny though. You can't go a day without somebody getting a good joke on you.
So what would it mean to the players to win a section title?
It'd be surreal, just to be the first section in Oak Ridge history. It's a big weight on our shoulders, but I know everyone on this team wants it, and it'd yeah, it'd be a dream come true.
And for Coach Melton, there's one way he would like to end the season.
We're dogpiling. We keep talking about that. We want a dogpile. Until we get that, I don't think any of our teams are ever going to be truly satisfied. We're going to be happy with our year, but in the end, we want to be truly satisfied and, you know, get that dogpile going.
That's good stuff there. That's a fun, happy bunch, and they like the pressure. They want to be number one.
Yeah.
They want to win the Sierra Foothill League Championship. They want to get into the Sac Joaquin Section Division I playoffs and be the top seed and the favorite. And you like that. That's a confident bunch, but not arrogant. Confidence is a good thing.
And the motto, as you might expect, is one game at a time. Don't look ahead. And of course, you know, but some of them are like, we really want that title.
We can look ahead.
Yeah, we can look ahead. All right, Joe, you and I like to honor two athletes, and we do it thanks to Von Hausen. It's our Von Hausen Stars of the Week. This week's Von Hausen Stars of the Week are Hank LaFord of Franklin and Ashlyn Adams of Bella Vista. LaFord, the outstanding senior shortstop for the Wildcats and CSU Fullerton signee, played a key role in Franklin going 4-0 last week. At the plate, LaFord was 6 for 12 with 2 doubles, 2 triples, scored 8 times, and had 7 RBIs. Adams, a sophomore standout for the Broncos, had a big week in helping lead Bella Vista to a 2-0 week. That included wins over Roseville and Cosumnes Oaks. In both games, Adams was a combined 4 for 8 with 3 doubles, a triple, and 8 RBIs.
Always good stuff there, but we got so much more.
Yes, we do, Joe. We have your Sacramento Bee all-time basketball team. Starting 5, you put this together. I'm pretty sure you've seen all 5. You've been there for probably 50 years, but you can't miss this. Stick around.
A credit union is a not-for-profit member-owned financial institution. Can your bank say that? Demand more from your financial institution. Make the switch to Schools Financial Credit Union for low loan rates, state-of-the-art technology, making accounts accessible anytime, anywhere, and more ATMs than most major banks. Anyone who lives, works, or worships in Sacramento and its surrounding counties is eligible to join. Be part of the credit union difference and bank happily ever after with Schools.
We want to thank our title sponsor, Save Mart Supermarkets. Shop Save Mart up and down the Central Valley.
Welcome back to the Bee Prep Show, as we bring you the very best in high school sports in Northern California, specifically right here in our home base of Sacramento. And, you know, it's always fun to talk about what's going on today and the current teams as they get ready for the Sac Joaquin Section playoffs, which is around the corner. It's always fun to connect the generations and look back and what made some of these great teams in yesteryear. How about some of the great players? I did a story last week in the Sacramento Bee on the all-time greatest basketball players from the Sacramento region based on high school performance, college performance, NBA or professional overseas experience. For the full list, sacbee.com, but we're going to give you our starting 5, and you aged me in the last week and said, you probably saw them all. I saw all of them except for one, and we're going to go with this.
I think I know who that is.
And that's Bill Cartwright. Look at this old black and white footage. I mean, I wasn't around back in these days. I mean, I was alive, but I wasn't watching.
I think
but
you were.
Bill Cartwright, Oak Grove High School, 1975, the all-time greatest team in Sac Joaquin Section history. Cartwright was such a dominating force in leading state in scoring that Pat Williams of the Philadelphia 76ers, the general manager then, was looking at him hard as a first-round draft pick. He didn't want to go. He was already committed to USF, so they went with Darryl Dawkins, who was the first ever prep to pro into the NBA. And he didn't want to, he wanted to be a scholar, dominating career at USF, 3 NBA championships with the Chicago Bulls. But because of Bill Cartwright, the high school state tournament came into play. People thinking, we got to see the best in the whole state. So there's our front guy right there in the middle, Bill Cartwright.
All right, you got to have a point guard on the team. I know you got one. I think I can guess who it is. I think most might be able to guess who it is. Who's your point guard?
Kevin Johnson, 1983, Sacramento High School. The Dragons, we don't have any old photos of him. But Kevin Johnson's the quickest baseline to baseline guard I've ever seen. And Ron McKenna, his high school coach, seconds that. And he went to Cal, played 12 years in the NBA. He may get into the NBA Hall of Fame or the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame one day. But of course, his greatest assist was keeping the Kings of Sacramento. But Kevin Johnson, I don't know if he can still play, but he sure played back then.
All right, let's keep it going. We got 3 more on this team. An ABA type of look to this player. Talk about him. Some may not even know he's from Sacramento.
Darnell Hillman, look at the hair. Yeah. Look at the black and white footage here.
You're jealous, aren't you?
Oh, if I had hair like that, I would drive in a convertible. Yeah. But he's out of Johnson High School in the late 1960s, went to San Jose State, first round pick by the Golden State Warriors 1971, but signs with the Indiana Pacers of the ABA, wins 2 championships, and was known as Dr. Dunk. Just a high flyer, and there was legend that he can jump so high that he could grab a quarter off the top of a backboard. A reporter back in the mid-70s asked him about that, and he said, put a $100 bill up there and I'll show you. And the reporter declined, so I would have put a $100 bill up there.
Yes, you would.
So Darnell Hillman is one of our forwards, and he's an above-the-rim guy, so he makes our team.
All right, we got another guy, and this is a guy that's currently still playing in the league, and talk about him.
Yeah, another forward. How about a shooting forward? Ryan Anderson, Oak Ridge High School, mid-2000s, won a state CIF championship for the Oak Ridge Trojans. They still have it in their display case up in El Dorado Hills, and he could shoot at 6'10". He could bang. He could run the floor. Played at Cal. Now with the New Orleans Pelicans, just a terrific player. Has overcome injuries. But he enjoyed his time in Old Ark Arena Sleep Train, and he rolled on the floor for championships, and just thought it was, he said it was his launching pad to greatness, and that's what he did.
Yeah, impressive guy. All right, one more, and yes, this guy is still playing too.
Yes, Matt Barnes out of Del Campo High School. He's a tough guy. He's a ringer for the LA Clippers. He's got the tattoos. Somewhere in all of his tattoos, it used to say Sacktown's finest. He wasn't saying he was the finest. He was saying that he represents the finest. And this guy's tough, and he learned his toughness in high school, in the weight room, and in football. And he will mix it up. He'll mix it up so much, I think some of his tattoos will wind up on the other person. But so there's our starting 5. If you want to see more, we have 7 people on our bench. SACB.com and the San Francisco Chronicle, sfgate.com, did a great one on the San Francisco area, Bay Area, Oakland, all-time high school guys that played in the NBA and all that. So fun, always.
Very impressive. And it may have been fun putting that together. I'd see going through the old photos, decide who you want to pick.
Oh, yeah. And you know what, Mike? There's just so many. Yeah. You know, couldn't get James Donaldson on there, couldn't get DeMarcus Nelson on there, Josiah Turner. I mean, there's just so many guys, and you debate, and readers think, oh, you have an issue with this guy. I said, no issue. You know?
And there's some young guys that probably played this year or maybe in the last couple of years, but they haven't had the college, they haven't had time to kind of
we cut it off. We wanted at least 2 years in Sacramento as a high school player and some kind of professional experience.
Okay.
So that eliminates anybody of recent note.
Yeah.
And Philip Ritchie was one of our guys on our second team who is still playing in Japan and out of Galt High School, and a man then and a man now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. All right, Joe, well done. Another show in the books. If you want to watch this show, you do so every Tuesday on Comcast Sportsnet California. Show re-airs throughout the week, and if you miss it on TV, real cool, you can see it online.
SACB.com. All the shows, all the links are there, and also photo galleries, stories, column links, everything you want for high school sports.
Yeah. All right, folks, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.